Hi everyone, my name is Lena and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my partner and I are currently renovating our 100-plus-year-old home here in New Orleans, and we're currently working on our bathroom, which I'm super excited about because we're about to start getting into the, at least in my opinion, the fun stuff like tiling and paint colors and picking like different hardware and things like that. So I've been getting a lot of questions from people asking about our design inspo and just in general, like what is the design aesthetic that we're trying to go for in our bathroom, and understandably so. We haven't really talked about things like color and the direction, which is super important. So I wanted to make this video to go over our mood board and how we've been like organizing all of our thoughts, and also designing as a couple. I'm doing this with my partner. We both have different opinions, how we've been managing that. Okay, so the way that Tyler and I have approached designing is, and again, we do this for the whole house, right? But starting with the bathroom, what we've been doing is we'll each create our own mood board for the said room. So in this case, the bathroom. On our own, we'll sit there and we'll pin stuff. And at the end, when we feel like we have enough pins, we're like, okay, I think I have an idea as to what I like. We'll come together and we'll show each other's pins. And then based on, our conversation and what we both like, we'll then create another board with a combined style. Like that'll be the board that we will work off of. So that's what we did for our bathroom. Some decisions that we made were born out of necessity, and then others were because we were just like, we just loved the overall like feeling of the room. Something that I've talked about on this channel in terms of necessity, there are two things that we had to work with in the bathroom. One, originally we wanted a pony wall to cover some of the pipes from the toilet and the sink. And we realized very quickly that just because of the construction of the wall being, made out of plank and there's really no wall cavity, we realized that we would have to construct a faux wall. And since the bathroom space is really not that large, we didn't want to cut away from any of the square footage in the bathroom. So we were like, we're gonna opt out of that. So that was necessity number one. We need to cover the pipes on the wall. Necessity number two was that in the bathroom there are 3 doorways. And that's unique because obviously speaking on limited square footage, like 3 doorways kind of makes it awkward. And as a bathroom, like, you need a certain level of privacy. So those were the 2 things that we were thinking about actively going into design decisions. And those are the things we tackled first. So the first being the pipes, we decided to go with a pony wall. And I was on Pinterest one day just racking my brain on like ideas as to how to hide these pipes. And I remember seeing this photo. Well, this photo stood out to me for many reasons. One, I loved the colors in this photo. And 2, the pony wall on top of this like sink made a lot of sense because it gives you this kind of like extra layer of depth, and it would provide a space for you to like put like your hand soap or any like cosmetics that you want to have, because we weren't sure if we even wanted to do a medicine cabinet. So storage is another thing that we were actively thinking about. I pinned this for 2 reasons. 1, the pony wall, but 2, I love the colors. I just said that, but something about this photo that really stands out to me is they are using beadboard, and we plan on continuing the trend of beadboard on the bottom half and drywall on the top half. That was what was already there, and we just really liked the look of it, and also it limits the amount of drywalling that we'd have to do. And also something that Tyler talks about, and he talked about in our last video, is like in the case that we ever had like water from flooding or anything, we could easily replace, rip off the beadboard, dry out our insulation. It'd be fine if it was located on the bottom half. So that's what we plan on doing in the bathroom. So yeah, because we were doing beadboard, I usually see like 2 tones for beadboard on the bottom and drywall on the top, and that's what I really wanted to do. So in my mind, I was like, okay, I love this color. I think we're gonna use this color for the top half. And then from there, that addressed the pony wall issue, but the door issue. So someone actually asked, what are we planning on doing with the door that leads to the front or to the porch off of the kitchen? And the answer is we plan on leaving it, except we plan on replacing it. So we have future plans to do something special with that porch. And also, you know, we didn't want to close up the wall. We wanted to instead, because currently the door is like pretty raggedy looking, we plan on replacing the door with a glass paneled door, and then obviously it would be privacy glass, just to maximize the amount of sunlight that comes into the room. I think it's funny, it's quirky that the room has 3 doors, but you know, I don't think it's worth closing it up and just making it a wall. And again, because keeping future projects in mind, we plan on doing something special with the porch, which I'm not going to go into now because we're so early on in the process, but we haven't started that. But yeah, so that's what we plan on doing for the door and the pony wall. So yeah, from there we were like, okay, let's talk about colors, let's talk about tile, let's talk about fixtures. After I saw the photo with the pony wall, I saw this photo, and this photo stood out to me for so many reasons. 1, it had beadboard like I envisioned. 2, it had wallpaper on top, and Tyler and I, not immediately of course, but in the future we eventually plan on wallpapering the top half of the bathroom. So this photo really hit a lot of, like, checked a lot of boxes for us, but specifically the color on the bottom just really spoke to me. So between the last photo and then this photo, this really nailed down the colors for me. I knew I wanted like neutral earth tone colors, and just doing like a beigey color on top and a green on the bottom just sounded perfect, because we planned on, you know, using pops of color elsewhere in the bathroom. Specifically the clawfoot tub. As you guys have seen me paint already, I painted the clawfoot tub a terracotta color, so our bathroom would have a little bit of visual interest. And I actually joked that I like really tried to pick like a brighter color, and someone on TikTok was like, that's not even a bright color, and I was like, you know, fair. From there we were like, okay, we got our clawfoot tub decided, our paint colors, we know generally what idea we want. Next big thing is the floor. So for flooring, we went back and forth about this, but the first thing that we keep on our mind when designing any room for this house is it period appropriate, and also does it make sense for the character of the home? And so for us, when thinking about bathroom flooring, since we were tiling, there were 2 different types of tiles that came to mind that we flip-flopped between. The first was penny tile, and the second was hex tile. We were between both of them because we kept, again, on Pinterest, we kept seeing different inspo photos, and we were just like, this looks good, and then the next day it'd be like, this one looks good. So what we decided to do is we started to pay attention to tile choices anytime we left our house, right? Like, so we went to a restaurant. Did they have tile floors? Okay, what type of tile floors? What is the color? You know, what type of tile are they using? And it was actually something on our mind. So we went on a trip to Chicago, and we were thinking about tile, and tile was on our brain. And actually at our hotel, they had square mosaic tile, and that's something that we've seen around New Orleans too, but we've never been able to source it. So when we were in Chicago, we were staying in this really old hotel, and we saw the square tile. And so just out of like sheer curiosity, we looked up different vendors that, you know, sell square mosaic tile. And there's not very many, which is kind of surprising because I feel like square tile is, you know, it's something historic, homes use, but also like it's so nice. Like it's just nice to have like that square tile, a border. And so we like just by chance looked it up in Chicago, and we actually found a company that will sit there and like design and like source you the product. And we actually went to the store just to see it in person and look at the different tile colors. Unfortunately, it was a little too expensive for us. It was kind of out of our budget in terms of the bathroom, but it was really cool to see it. I really wish it was like more normal to see it in like big box stores, because I think it's like the 1 inch by 1 inch square mosaic tile. It's just so nice. After going on that trip, we were like, okay, we're sold on the penny tile, which if you've ever installed penny tile, I was immediately intimidated. We've never done any tiling ever, so once we decided we wanted penny tile, I was like, gosh, I'm gonna have to sit here and spend some time doing my homework, watching some YouTube videos, and thank God people like record themselves installing it, because I feel less intimidated going into it. And as you know, tiling comes pretty soon in our bathroom. Now that we've got like our walls up and stuff, the floor is like the next major thing. But yeah, so we decided on penny tile, and then from there we took to Pinterest and started looking at inspo stuff in terms of like, gosh, there's like so many options in terms of like design. Like, do you want a border? Do you want a black border? Do you want white tile, black tile? So we went to Pinterest, of course, and we started looking, and Tyler and I both saw this photo and we were like, this is what we like, with a few adjustments. The first being, I saw this photo and I was like, wow, this entryway looks awesome. I want my bathroom to look like that. And so the adjustments that I, was pretty adamant about was I wanted less of the, I'm gonna call it a design plus pattern. I wanted less of them. It seemed a little busy. And also the border on the outside, Tyler and I both kind of agreed that we did not like the black border around the baseboards. We just wanted a simple line. So fixtures, I've seen a lot of DIY stuff done here on YouTube, and I've been taking my notes. Something that I've always loved when it comes to bathrooms and kitchens is brass hardware. So we splurged on some really nice brass hardware. We actually ended up getting Kingston brass hardware, which kind of, yeah, it's expensive. Like the decision to keep our clawfoot tub was an expensive one, because you have to get the shower kit, the ring kit that you hang from the ceiling. That was a pretty penny. You have to get like a special curtain, because it's like extra big, and you have to do that for the clear curtain and also the actual cloth curtain. And from there, yeah, we were like, okay, we want Kingston brass. We're like, okay, well then you need a shower head, you need the long stand, and then you need the like handles, and then you need the hand thing. It was something that we knew going into it that would be expensive. So when we prioritized like our budget and stuff, we were like, okay, we know we want to splurge on fixtures, because obviously like we're doing all the work ourselves, so we're obviously saving a lot of money there. And I don't know, Kingston brass for the win. We actually have already received some of our packages, and I've been staring at them, and they're really nice. So I can't wait to actually see them installed. But yeah, I know that talking about our bathroom in general, like you're like, where's the storage? And you know what? I hear you. Next for me is storage. So there's not a single closet in our house. That's something that you've seen. If you've seen our house tour, you know that there's no closets. So storage was at top of mind for me. And the solution that I came up with was this photo right here. I saw this cabinet and I immediately was like, I'm adding that to my Facebook rotation search. I am not joking. Every single day I will go on Facebook and I will search curio cabinets. That's like the keywords I use. Curio cabinets, cabinet, some people call them wardrobes. I have not gotten lucky yet, but I'm putting it out into the universe that I'm gonna find something that looks like this, because I could not believe my eyes when I found like a near duplicate of the bathroom sink. So yeah, putting that into the universe that I'm gonna find that, but this is what I'm looking for. I'm still in the search. I know things take time when you look for these types of things, but hoping it'll happen for me. Yeah, I think that about covers it. I think the last thing is our bathroom vanity, which we are searching for. We're still actively searching for. We know generally like what we want. We want a lighter color, just because it makes sense with, a lighter flooring, and a lighter color for the vanity makes sense, but because it's black, right? So black plus a lighter color on top. So we'll see what we find. It's a situation of us going to like discounted like places and searching for something. The slab that we'll need is not that big, so I'm hoping we can get an offcut. But yeah, that's our plan for our bathroom. I hope that's as informative as it is fun. I know I like spouted all these things and I'm like, this, but honestly, a lot of it took a lot of thought and a lot of thinking and a lot of, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? It's super easy to feel intimidated when designing a room, especially if you've never designed a room before. And honestly, just go to Pinterest. That is like number one thing. Use Pinterest. All creative ideas and designs are a mishmash of inspo from others, and there's no shame in that. It's not like we're blatantly ripping anyone off, you know. We're just trying to understand what we like and how we should go about designing our own space. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you for bearing with me as I am recovering from the flu. I'm trying my hardest to upload more consistently. Honestly, I'm excited because, like I said, we're getting into the exciting stuff, tiling and painting and installing stuff and actually moving in. That's coming up, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. You'll notice there's a couch behind me. We're not going to talk about that because we already started moving some big stuff in, and this couch was one of the first things. So yeah, I'm excited. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for supporting me in my channel. I'm super excited to show you guys everything moving forward.